Hi, this is my LiveBinders account. If you Google livebinders.com, you'll come to the LiveBinders site. And in order to have access to LiveBinders, you'll need to create an account. And I'll walk you through that in just a minute. I thought that by showing you some of the things that I've done and found on LiveBinders, then you could go in and explore and create your own account. LiveBinders can be used in lots of different ways. There are lots of resources out there. You can make your LiveBinder public so that people can search for the information and find it. Or you can make your LiveBinder private and share it with other people. And you can even give it an access code so that people have to have a code to see your LiveBinder. So one of the things, and you can see it even shows you that the picture of the binder looks like a notebook. And then across the top you have these tabs just like in a notebook. So one of the interesting things, I'm going to scroll down a little bit and show you that you can create shelves. So you can have different shelves for different things. So if you wanted to have one for teaching and one for personal, you could do that. But it's a great way to share information. So I'll give you an example of how I use LiveBinder. When this summer I did a presentation at a conference and I wanted to share everything electronically with the other teachers, but some of the information that I had was from lesson plans that I had borrowed from the website. And so, of course, I couldn't republish that on the web as my own work. So I had to have it somewhere where it was password protected. So what I did was I created a LiveBinder. I put the link to my LiveBinder page on my Moodle site, and then I had it protected with an access code and gave that information out to the teachers who attended my presentation. So I'm going to open my LiveBinder by clicking on it. And this is the LiveBinder that I put together for my presentation. And as you can see, the first tab is the presentation PowerPoint. So someone could click here and re-go through the PowerPoint that I presented. Then these were all copies of activities that I wanted to share, and these are the activities that we talked about in the presentation. So I'll click on these and show you. So you can see when I click on this tab, it pops up the option to open the Word document that I'm trying to share. So you can share Word documents, or you can embed information, you can embed links, you can embed videos, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Mine was really simple. This was the first time I'd ever created a LiveBinder, and I wanted to use Word documents so the teachers I was sharing with could take those documents and then change them for their own needs. So this was the LiveBinder that I did and I shared with teachers. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna show you this is the training that I went to where I learned about LiveBinder. So you can see I have a career prep resources shelf right here. If I click on this, you can see that I've saved some binders that I thought would be helpful. Um, so some of these binders, this person, they're the same author. I'm not sure exactly how I came across this binder, but you can see that they have, if you go through the educational searches, you can see that they have different categories and you can search for different binders. So it's a great way to share ideas, and then also useful if you have students and you want them to keep electronic documents organized some way, and I'll show you how I've used it in my classroom. So this is, and I'm going to provide this website to you, but this is the training that I went to. So her first page is a welcome page, and she puts all kinds of different websites in here for you to click on. Hers is really busy, much more advanced than mine is. But she tells you a little bit about what live binders are, and there's even a little video here if you want to watch it. Then she tells you how to create an account, okay? And I'll show you that I'll show you the picture of what this looks like. It's pretty typical for filling out a form to enroll in anything that you're used to. And I've got specific instructions if you wanted to use this with your students. Okay, Live Binder It tool is if you want to save pages and create a live binder that marks all of your favorite websites. This tells you how to create a binder. So everything is on a dashboard. Remember I showed you where you could start a blank shelf? Well, you can start a blank binder here, and you just really click and follow the instructions. Once you create your live binder, you can go in and you can change your tabs and add sub-tabs. And we'll look at that in just a minute. And these are how your pages are divided up. And then once you've got your once you've decided how you're going to lay it out, you can add content through to your pages. So you can also share binders, and it tells you a little bit about that. Of course, they encourage that because more information out there for us to share. It makes their product more valuable too. And then you can keep things on different shelves. She even has some examples. I'm not going to go through all of these. And she's got some of her other binders. I think she presents some pretty good information. She has some really good tech tools and stuff like that. So you have this website. And you can go in and you can look through this binder too, especially when you go back later and you're trying to figure out what we did, you can look through this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you real quickly. I'm going to show you an example of some of the things that my students did, so you kind of have an idea about how teachers use it. If I can get to my word thing right here, I'm going to show you, these were a couple of examples of what students in my classroom did. So we had theirs privately protected, so you couldn't get into theirs without an access code. And of course, I set the access code so that I would know what it was when I went in to grade them. So this was great. They created a live binder. They uploaded the link to their live binder in Moodle, and I could click on it and go in and look at their work. So my students were creating a live binder that was kind of a employment portfolio, and Asha, the way she did hers, she uploaded her documents, and you can see that here these are her current interests, and for each tab she has a document, and you can go in and look at these. Okay, so if you click on this, you get the option to open the file. And then and the other one is similar to this. I'm going to show you there was one thing different the way the other student used hers. One of the things that I was concerned about is that we were using resumes and things of that nature, and I was worried that I just wasn't real comfortable with their name and address and all their activities out there. So one of the things I told them to do was for some reason I had read something that said that you could instead of putting the link to your Word document, you could embed it, because I think the wording on the security was that anything embedded is password protected, but if it's a document attached, there was some questionable about whether somebody could find it or not. I don't think I've had any problems, but I just wanted to make you aware of that. So Allison, instead of putting links to hers, she embedded hers. So she just copied and pasted. So this is her academic plan. So instead of giving me the link to the Word document, she copied the Word document and pasted it into each tab. And you can see that it's a little bit different. So her flyer activity, she actually did that one like Asha's, which doesn't bother me because it doesn't give the personal information that the resume and the cover letter have. So this is what a student live binder could look like. You can go in and change all the colors to these tabs and make lots of different changes. We just kept it really simple. So I'm going to close these and go back, and I'm just going to walk you through this real quickly, because what I want you to do is I want you to go in and play and explore on your own, and I'll give you the same instructions I gave my students for how to go in. So you click on Start a Blank Binder, and you name your binder, and we'll just name it Test. And if you make it private, you can give it an access key. So if we make it private, we'll give it the access key test too. All right, so we click on create a new binder. And your tab 1 is ready. You just click in it and name it what you want. So we'll call this test tab, since I'm in the mood to say test today, I guess. And then you can do some things. You can click add content, and right here I can add a link. So if I wanted to insert something from my files, I would just click insert right here, and or if I wanted to add a link, this would be a link to a website. If I wanted to upload a file, I would click right here and I would browse just like you do when you're uploading something from Moodle. You can also add content from other places. I've never done that before. And then you can set your text layout. So if you're putting something into the tab, this would be a helpful tool. So that's how you add content. Your tab settings are right here, and you can set the colors and change those a little bit. Your binding settings are right here. Okay, so this is what your outside cover of your binder is going to look like, and you can go in, you can change the color. You can also select a binder cover, and I think I selected the first slide of my PowerPoint to be my binder cover, and then you just click save. And here's where you can undo anything that you don't like. You can copy and move a tab. If I wanted a sub-tab, I would click on the sub-tab button, and it would give me a new sub-tab. So you can arrange your subs. So this is tab 1 with a sub-tab underneath it. So if I had a couple websites that I wanted to go with tab 1, I could put them in new sub-tabs. Here's where you add your Live Binder to your shelf. You can share it by linking or embedding. So if I click on this, I'm going to get a website. That's what I did to have a web link that I put on my Moodle page. And then you can go back to your binders. Okay, so now we have a new binder called test right here. Okay, so this was kind of a very, very, very rough overview of Live Binders, but it kind of showed you where things are. And then I'm going to let you open Live Binders and explore and just see what you can learn and figure out. Sometimes I think the most valuable thing is just going in and playing around, but you have a copy of the instructions that I gave my students, so that's a good place to start, and then you can go in and make changes and just learn and play with Live Binders. You can also, don't forget that you can also go in and search for information too. So if there's a topic that you're interested in, let's do history. It should pull up Live Binders, different history Live Binders for us. And you can see that there's different things, and you can go in, and these are all binders that people have shared. And I think there are a lot of resources out there, so it might be something that's a good resource just to go look up information as opposed to creating information and sharing. So I'm going to stop this now and let you go in and play around with Live Binders a little bit. If you ever have any questions, let me know. I can look at it with you. I'm certainly not an expert, but I've done a couple, so I've at least had that experience. Thanks for your time, and I hope you like Live Binders, and I hope you can find a good way to use them in your classroom.